What's up? So today we'll be taking a look at Seattle's new ordinance. It's been in effect for about 6 months now. It went into effect in January, and basically, just like how other cities have the option between pay by order or pay by time, Seattle is solely based on pay by time now, and the minimum wage is super high. It's about $26, and then plus a little more for gas fees for every mile you drive. And people have been going crazy about it because the amount of orders that have been um, previously for that, it was fine. Now it just plummets, and people are not able to get any orders. And now we're making like a fraction of what we've been making before. So now we're going to take a look at why that is and what's going to be done about it. If you got any comments on how your city is doing, yeah, there's we're not going through a good period economically as a country, but Seattle is doing fine. I mean, now we're forced to do pay by time, and it's not looking too good. So let's take a look at some of people's results and people's comments in the for the Seattle Council.
Hi, Council. My name's Jason. I'm a bike messenger, but furthermore, I'm a car courier, and I represent all other car drivers out here delivering food. It's been really good, and it's been really good money. Like it says it's going to be $6, but after the payout, it's like $16 to $25, and that's a success. My suggestion for you is to prioritize the bikes. And if you're on a bike, you're out there and you're struggling, and it's tough and it's cold. If you guys had the possibility to prioritize bikes and electric vehicles.
All right, I don't know what this fool is talking about, but he's like advocating for bikes and electric cars. Are you freaking kidding me? We're in a crisis right now. The guy is advocating for bikes, and people who are on bikes are obviously going a lot slower, and so the customers are getting their orders a lot slower, and they also get a benefit because they don't have to pay for gas. But still, it's not good for the customer. So that's overall not a good idea. I mean, if the bike couriers are doing like short trips, but for a lot of people to do bikes, that's not going to be good for the customer.
So businesses thrive or fail under rule of supply and demand. DoorDashers are their own business. Some are thriving and some are failing. One ordinance regulation says any and all Dashers can log into Dash without restriction anytime. Prior to this, DoorDash limited how many Dashers could be logged in based on supply and demand. This was to protect Dashers from oversaturation of the market. We would not implement regulations that say any company can allow any and all employee to log in for work anytime, but that's exactly what this particular regulation is doing. It's allowing oversaturation of the market.
Oh, here we go. Another person with a bike. I mean, being with a bike is fine, but now you're trying to speak for everybody. That's not a good situation. Okay, if a select couple of people wanted to be on a bike or a scooter, I mean if that's what you got. But the majority are in cars, and we're trying to get people's orders to them in a timely manner, as opposed to, I don't know, bikes just obviously have a slight advantage, but at the same time, it's not a good representation of the group as a whole.
Hello. Council members, I want to thank you for not rushing ahead with the pay-up revision. On Saturday, my e-bike was in the shop getting service to my brakes.
So what this lady is saying is true. I mean, it just makes logical sense. Everybody's just piling in. Nobody's getting orders. If you just look at my own results, I'm barely getting any orders. I don't think things are getting better. Things are, maybe people might quit, but that's not going to help at all.
Today is the ninth day in a row that I've worked. I can't justify taking a single day off, and I'm not the exception. Last month, I had to use my $73 emergency fund so I could pay my bills on time. Each week, I've fallen behind a little bit. Eventually, I want people to keep up no matter how many hours I work. Listening to the restaurants, I've been telling you for more than 5 months, they're the most accurate representation of how PayUp is squeezing us. The current version of PayUp cannot be modified. However, the revision of the bill is adjustable. Everyone has been waiting patiently through delay after delay, but there has been no date set for the vote. To force us to wait indefinitely is reckless. The restaurants, customers, and the vast majority of couriers have been telling you how much this is hurting us. We need the vote to happen now.
This guy is definitely seeing what I'm seeing. You're gonna have to pump out a lot of hours just to try to make ends meet, and especially in terms of trying to make the same amount of money prior to this ordinance being in place. Some people are reporting that they're making more. I'm not really sure how they're able to do that. They must be gaming the system somehow, just driving around, taking their sweet ass time. But I mean, you can't just have a small group of people succeed and a whole bunch of people failing. That's not going to be viable. It's not going to be working out.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ariana Riley. I'm a delivery driver and resident of District 1. Uber charges the highest fees out of any delivery app, yet in West Seattle, Uber is often my busiest app. They'll keep me on their clock for 2 to 3 hours straight, sending me another order before I can even drop off the current one. The fees are not stopping customers from ordering at this point in time. Also, I've worked in the areas north of the Ship Canal recently, and DoorDash is running off the hook there. I even drove around with another driver. Both of us had DoorDash on, and they sent both of us order after order with no downtime. I normally work in West Seattle, White Center, Georgetown, the South End, and don't take orders going north of SoDo. But having worked in Capitol Hill, Belltown, and north of the Ship Canal and Montlake Bridges lately, I can say that it's not just West and South Seattle that's busy. DoorDash did change their algorithm so you have to be much closer to restaurants, and the only factor they use to assign orders now is proximity. I know some drivers are struggling with this change, but I promise if you sit in an area with a lot of restaurants like the West Seattle Junction and just sit, you will get orders. The closest driver to the restaurant gets assigned orders now. That's the only factor. Also, I want to address late night since nobody has. It is so busy. It's busier than before January. I can stay on the west side delivering until 1 to 2 a.m. every single night, even weeknights. Before this was not the case. West Seattle died down around 11. We also desperately need more late night restaurants. The demand is there. If you live in the South End and you want to order DoorDash after midnight, your only options are fast food or Indian food from West Seattle. If someone wants to open a late night spot, I'm talking from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. on Rainier, that would be great. The demand is there even on weeknights. Each week is continuing to be busier than the last. Please keep pay up in place as is.
So this lady is not using a bike, and I mean, what she's saying is true. Because you have to pay by active time and you pay for mileage driven, obviously these companies want you to be at the restaurant or as close as possible so they don't have to pay for that lead time. I mean, I tried it. I tried to camp out next to Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A takes forever to make the meal, but still, I was there for like 20 to 30 minutes. I didn't get any orders, so I just left. But I mean, when you're taking a look at it, if you don't get any orders at all, there's no point of just sitting out and waiting. Waiting for an order to come is a lot worse than waiting at the restaurant or waiting to drive around a little bit for parking. It's better to have the order in hand.
Yesterday, I worked 9 hours and I made $8.71. It's absolutely humiliating. Year to date, I have made $12,000. Last year at this time, I had made $30,000. I'm making far less than half. The food delivery market has been destroyed with CB 12775. Please listen to actual delivery people not working Washington. When it's super slow, the algorithm does weird things and it benefits a small handful of drivers. Listen to the majority of workers. Restaurants are all losing revenue. Just ask them.
$8 in 9 hours, that is a little extreme. And I mean, the data that he has after that, where he's saying he's making a lot less, that's believable. I don't know about that $8. Okay, I mean, I'm getting data too from myself, and yeah, we're making a lot less. That's a little extreme. But besides that, if you just take a look at the fees that they're getting, basically, if you order something, is basically it costs twice as much. Whatever, if you order something, here we have an example of ordering $14 for a meal, but the cost is like $28. So that's double. No one's paying that. I mean, we're gonna have to keep trying to look for get data, keep trying to come up with new strategies in Seattle. I'm gonna test out a couple of other cities because that way I can go back to pay per order and get different results. Me being stuck here is not gonna work for me. I gotta do something. I gotta try out different strategies.
If you thought today was 12th of June, that's because you're disoriented as to time and possibly to space as well. And you might be able to be put on a gurney and put, a psychotropic medication until you pay attention to the moon and what it says. Now, I happen to intercalate, so I've transcended my condition.
All right, who the fuck let this guy into the meeting? I guess anybody can sign up. Maybe I'll sign up. Maybe I'll be able to relay my data and give them my input. I'll probably tell them to revoke the law and repeal the law and go back to pay for order, or allow these companies to, like DoorDash, to let the user choose between pay by order or pay by time. So let me know how your city's going. If things are getting worse, what do you like better? Pay by order or pay by time? All the other Dashers like the pay by order. So yeah, let me know what you think.